It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, let's go. Friday show, December 8, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com, and the Fox Local app. If you are watching live, we say hello. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button for us. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Less than 100 subscribers away from 57,000, coming up on 60,000. Braylon out today. Tom Mazaway in the big chair. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
What up, brother? I had to bring up my YouTube on my phone here so I could talk to the people, not pay attention to you during the show. But it's a Friday. I'm feeling good. It's a great night tonight. Killer's Christmas at the Lodge. We'll tell you about that a little bit later. I'll be one of the bartenders tonight.
What time are you going to be the bartender there?
They got me in there with the Drew crew at about 9. I'll probably get behind there about 8.
So what is going to be the plan after the show today? Will you go home and then?
I am going to go home only because, even though I'm right here.
Wow.
I'm going to go home. My wife and a couple of her friends want to go.
Oh, good.
So we're going to all go out there together, let them do their thing, and I'll do my thing.
Because your thing is...
I'm going to be behind the bar.
Yeah, you're going to be behind
I'm going to be hobnobbing.
You're going to be slinging drinks.
I'm going to be slinging drinks. I love getting behind the bar. When I get back there, I just feel at home again. Because that's what my job was prior to coming to Michigan.
What do you want people, what kind of drink? Because I mentioned this today earlier this morning on Fox 2. I have been behind that bar before. I am not going to be there, unfortunately, tonight. I have a prior commitment.
Going to miss you.
But nonetheless, because this event is usually on Thursdays.
It is.
This year it's on a Friday, and unfortunately I won't be able to be there. But I always appreciated the people that just bought the beer.
Oh, God, yeah. Or
that
wine.
just got the beer. Or vodka soda or something like that. You got somebody that wants to muddle some friggin' mojitos up or something like that. And it's like, come on. So if you're going out to the Lodge tonight in Keego Harbor, and it starts actually right after our show is done.
Yeah, it does.
It officially kicks off at 4 p.m. Today for Killer's Christmas. 12 years since we lost Killer. Incredible to think about that. And there's 3 or 4 great charities that are benefited tonight. Mickey Redmond will be out there.
I love the Mick.
Drew and Mike will be out there. Drew will actually join us coming up at the top of hour number 2 at 3 o'clock today. You'll be out there, Maz. A bunch of people from Fox 2 will be out there. Woody Woodruff will close the bar down tonight, as he does each and every year. But when you're behind the bar, back to my original point, what is it that you know how to make? What are you an expert in making? I
can make pretty much anything. Now, the stuff I don't know how to make, I got the bartenders to help me. The real bartenders are there, and they are great. The girls and the boys there, the men, are phenomenal people at this place, man. They just literally, they turn it over to us. They really do. They're there just to help us. And everyone that's coming up to the bar, and every money, people put the big tips up. You get to ring the bell, the big tips. You ring the bell, you throw it in the bucket. Mickey Redmond gets on top of the bar, gets on the mic, and starts the charity events. He's got the silent events there. You got so many great stuff there to bid on. All the silent auction items are there to bid on. So the later you're there, the better chance you have at getting those silent auction items, because a lot of them will slip by the cracks. Like, people are afraid to bid, and they, I can just write my name in here last second. But if the drinks I don't know how to make, it's kind of fun anyway, because I like learning how to make stuff. I do. It's fun.
You know, last year, White Boy Rick was there.
He was.
The Hammer will be out there tonight. And again, this event happening, Killer's Christmas, at the Lodge in Keego Harbor.
I was with Dan Miller last year behind the bar.
From 4 until 2.
Bunch of them come up to me, Maz, I don't know how to make this drink. How do I make this? How do I make this? Drew's a king of that. Maz, how do I make this? But the stuff that's really hard are the big beers, because you don't want to get too much foam.
Oh, you don't want to have too much head on that.
And before you know it, you're flooding the whole damn bar, trying to get the right mix. So it'll be fun, guys. Come on out tonight. Keego Harbor, it's the Lodge. We'll be there all night long tonight for Killer's Cares, Killer Christmas.
No doubt. Also today, hour number 2 at about 3:36, expected to be joined by the Hall of Fame manager, Jim Leyland will join us coming up at 3:36.
He confirmed with me, so he will be
an
around.
hour and a half from now.
Yep.
So if you're not watching live, he'll join us about an hour and a half from now. So great to have Jim Leyland on with us. Just such a special treasure.
It's a great man.
Here in Detroit.
And you got to tell him your story.
I am going to tell him my story.
You got it.
I am going to tell him my story.
Hey, Pete, do the 2-shot here because I want to show people what's in the center of the desk. I don't know if you could actually get onto the center of the desk and show people what are on
Probably can't.
It is a Michigan Panthers helmet, an original from the early 80s. Was it 81, 82? 83. Okay, 83. And right next to it is the first championship ring given to the Michigan Panthers. That belongs to the Honorable Judge Spivak.
Look at that.
Tell us who Judge Spivak is to you.
Well, that is my father, who was the first interim commissioner of the USFL when it was first introduced at the New York Athletic Club back in 1982. He had like a small, for the law work that he did, Al Taubman and Max Fisher, who were the majority owners, gave him like a small 1% share of the team, and so that was like his pay. And so what happened was that he got that as like his payment, and he was like a 1% owner of the team. And he got the ring when they won the championship in 1983. I was at the game at the Silverdome where the goalposts were torn down.
Yes.
Wow.
The only time.
The only time they were torn down, and then I did not go to Denver for the championship game.
Man, that was
You
great.
got a picture of your dad? We got a picture, right?
Yeah,
we
I did. Let me go grab that of me and Pops.
In
there.
the meantime, guys, if you go to YouTube and search the beginning of the USFL, you will see a video of Pete's dad introducing the league.
Yep.
It is the first video put out by the USFL. It's great.
So that's me and Dad. If you look at the background, you can see the Silverdome there in the background.
Unbelievable.
Who knew that little boy there would barely get us on the air every day?
That is fantastic. Pete, I don't think I've ever talked to you about this. What do you make of the reincarnation of the USFL? I mean, your dad is such a focal point and part of the history of the initial USFL, which really was an incredible league. And who knows, if it wasn't for Donald Trump, who knows? Because Donald Trump killed that league.
He did.
It's a fact of the matter. He killed the league.
Why,
That's not a political statement. I'm not being political there. It's just
facts are facts.
It's a fact.
Facts are mean.
So what do you make of this new USFL?
Well, I mean, it's nice to have the USFL back, but it's not as professional as it once was in the 80s. I mean, you got to remember the USFL between 83 and 85 got the top, got three Heisman players in a row. So I mean, this USFL, and / XFL, whatever it is now, it's minor league football, so it's not as up to par as it was in the early to mid 80s, to be honest. But it is a good product. But it's just not the same when you don't have Herschel Walker, for the Jersey Generals running around. It's like Anthony Carter for the Panthers and Bobby Hebert, and it's a different feel to it. But it's nice to have a different version of the logo back and everything like that. I think it's cool.
Hey, man, so hats off. 20 years ago, we lost your dad, and we wanted to at least pay our respects to him.
Thanks, boys. I really appreciate that.
You're the man, Pete Spivak.
They used to live right here in
appreciate
Birmingham.
you.
This he used to run right around here in Birmingham.
Yeah, he lived in the Merrillwood apartments.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's great.
What was the big department store in Birmingham back in those days?
Oh, I don't remember.
Wasn't there a big store back there, like Winkleman's or something like that?
I don't remember.
I thought so.
We had a Jacobson's in Grosse
I know
Pointe.
that. I remember Jacobson's.
Brian and I know the Jacobsons.
Remember the garage sale they would have every year?
Yeah,
The Jacobson's garage sale.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah,
Gotta
man.
love
Thanks,
that.
boys.
Hey, speaking of the garage sale, it feels like the Pittsburgh Steelers, a little bit of a garage sale. Just an absolutely brutal
Trash.
4-day stretch.
Trash.
From getting trucked last Sunday to Arizona.
In the thunderstorm, lightning and thunder.
And then the 2-win New England Patriots score 0 points in the second half and hang on to win 21-18. Just a brutal stretch for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They are killing right now the Steelers for They're 4th down and 1. Was it 4th and 1?
4th and 1, and they throw a
4th
bomb?
and 1, and they throw a bomb. There are people that want Mike Tomlin fired. The Steelers have not fired a coach since 1968. In my life, they have had 3 coaches: Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
You're fired.
I'm telling you, man. But he's under a lot of heat right now, Mike Tomlin. And what did I tell you about the Steelers? How fake they were. Did I not tell you how fake this team was?
7-4, weren't they?
Yeah.
Coming in.
They're garbage. Please don't make the playoffs.
I was thinking about that last night, Maz. I was rooting for New England, and one of the reasons I was rooting for New England is because I want the Pittsburgh Steelers nowhere near the playoffs.
Nope.
I don't want to watch them play against anybody.
I do love their fans, though.
I want them off my screen. It is not an enjoyable watch. It's a brutal game. It's not entertaining at all. The most entertainment you had was, opening drive last night. The first two and a half, first 2 quarters were actually pretty decent football.
Hit the over in the first half
with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Isn't that something? I said take the Patriots and the under. The under was an all-time low of 31 last night, and they went over. Barely, but they went over.
Now, I don't think they're going to fire Mike Tomlin. I do believe in guys, like Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, not so much Andy Reid because he's won so much, but Bill Belichick. When you are in a city for an elongated part of for many, many years, and you don't win the big one in many, many years, man, it's tough. Harbaugh won a Super Bowl, but hasn't won one in a long time. Tomlin won a Super Bowl, but hasn't won one in a long time. Belichick has won Super Bowls, hasn't won in a long, long time. Those voices do start to kind of wear thin.
Wait a minute, did Tomlin win?
Tomlin won a Super Bowl, absolutely.
Super Bowl 40 was Cowher. Have they won since Super Bowl 40? The Steelers?
Could have swore they have.
I might be
hold
missing,
on
I
now.
might be missing
I could have
something.
swore he won. I could have swore he won a Super Bowl. Hold on now.
I might be wrong.
I think you are. Pittsburgh Steelers 09. Right?
That's right. They beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They beat the Cardinals.
Right. So he got a Super Bowl.
He did.
Yeah, he got a Super Bowl. But it was early
My
on.
bad.
Yeah, thank you.
That was the Kurt Warner Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was early on, though.
Yeah.
And the same with John Harbaugh, right?
Right.
John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl against Jim Harbaugh, but hasn't won in a long time. So how long do these coaches have in organizations after that win? Now, I think if you look last night, I don't know if that was more about Mike Tomlin other than he doesn't have a quarterback.
No.
Mitch Trubisky shouldn't be in the league. And no offense, but you're not going to win anything of significance with Kenny Pickett either.
You don't think
Kenny
so?
Pickett's not going to beat Lamar Jackson. Kenny Pickett's not going to beat Josh Allen. He's not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to beat Joe Burrow. He's just not. He's not going to beat Tua Tagovailoa. There's 5 quarterbacks right there. Probably not going to beat Aaron Rodgers.
I hate to give up on a guy so quick.
I understand, but that is the difference between organizations that win and organizations that lose. If you're going to hang on to this guy and just be a 7, 8, 9 win football team, is that who you want to be over the course of the next several years? Do you just want to be the middle of the pack? Maybe you could win that wild card round, but when you go up against one of these top 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks,
you got no shot.
You got no shot.
Yeah. Unless your defense is spectacular.
Even then, man. Even then, it's extremely difficult.
So what happened with Bailey Zappi and the Pats?
Yeah.
They have basically guaranteed the Bears the first 2 picks of the draft.
Absolutely. Got to get unless, well, we'll see. Unless Arizona does some winning. And they are playing hard. Got to get a break in when we come back. Lions Talk, we'll do it next. But first, a message from Dispo.
Yes, experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh ingredients from Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind is conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late night all the way up until midnight except for on Sundays. But can it get any better than that? I don't think so. Dispo Dispensaries, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Winter is here, and if you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the pinch, we've got some fantastic news for you. Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Here's the deal. When you work with a Mark White and Associates realtor, they'll pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. Buying a home just got a whole lot easier. Imagine having an extra $5,000 in your pocket this winter. With years of experience and commitment to making your dreams a reality, Mark White and Associates are your go-to team for all things real estate. This incredible opportunity won't last forever. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 and let them make your winter home buying dreams come true. Visit their website, markwhitesells.com, or call them at 248-290-8242 to hear the full terms of this offer and begin your home search today.
Yeah, it's interesting, that you get them, so back to back, and they only had one game of inventory for us to see in between. So, yeah, it's interesting, and they're dealing with it too. So it's always a little bit funky, but yeah, they'll have something new for us, as will we for them.
So that was Jared Goff talking about facing the Bears in such a finite period of time. The Bears, of course, lost to the Lions 31-26. They blew that game against Detroit at Ford Field a couple of weeks ago. Yep. In the meantime, Chicago has only played one game since that. They beat the Vikings, that ugly game in prime time, 12-10. They kicked 4 field goals and then had a bye week, so that the Bears have only played one game since playing the Lions, Maz.
And look what happens at the end of the year. The Lions play the Vikings with 1 week in between. Right. So it's a wacky schedule the way they made it this year. But you got 3 games out of the last 5 against your division. And I've been preaching just win those 3 games. But something in me is a little nervous about this game. And I don't know. I don't know why I can't get over this game coming up.
I will fully admit, for the first time this entire season, I've come in here on a Friday, and I don't know if the Lions will win. And I, even when they went to Baltimore and got trucked, my belief system was that they were going to go play really good football and win that football game. But this game, for me, it just feels a little off. And I'll tell you why. I think defensively this team is really, really beaten down. In the secondary, along the defensive front, one of the things Dan Campbell was talking about today that they were trying to do this week, Aleem McNeil plays, 60, 70 plays a game.
Wow.
The Lions don't have one guy that is going to come in, step up, and fill that 60 to 70 play gap. One of the things that they've been trying to do all week is really have some sort of a rotation, a situational rotation where guys, based on down and distance, could come in and just a couple of plays here, maybe one there, maybe one there. That's how they're going to survive the Aleem McNeil situation, Maz, because right now they just don't have one guy that can come up and fill in and play 60, 70 plays a game.
Let's face it, man. The guys that we've been talking about, the Josh Pascals of the world, the Isaiah Buggs, bunch of guys that they brought up from the practice squad. They even took a guy off the practice squad today because the Tennessee Titans were after him. And we'll talk about him in a little bit. But those guys got to step up their game, man. And they got to help out. And I'm hoping Bruce Irvin, last week, what did he play? 20 snaps or something like that? Maybe a little bit less. I think they got to step him up this week. And I doubt we're going to see Alu in this game. Tyson Alu, they just signed. He hasn't played in over a year. So we're not probably see him at all. But I want to see Bruce Irvin. I want to see Josh Pascal, guys like that to really step up. But really, I'm really invested right now on Bruce Irvin. I loved what I saw of him last week. A couple plays he makes, he just looks like a difference maker. And I know he's 36 years old, and he's been around the block and finished last year with Seattle, or a playoff team. That's the kind of guy I really do like the signing now that it's happened. What I have rather, of course, had a bigger name like Chase Young or Montez Sweat, guys like that, big names like that. Yeah, but these guys know what they're doing, and I got to trust in what Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to bring it to the table. Yeah, guys got to help each other here.
No doubt. You bring up Bruce Irvin, and as Matt Broder puts down in the chat here, he played 11 snaps last week, and one of the things we've been saying is double that this week, right? At least double that and see what this guy can do. But the John Kaminsky's of the world, the Josh Pascals of the world, the Quentin Bohannas of the world. Heaven forbid.
Your boy Bugs.
How about, Broderick Martin for a second?
Third-round pick.
This is a day 2 draft pick. It's late in the season. You got to perform now. When your team needs you the most, these guys have to step up. And we mentioned this. The Lions give up 93 yards a game rushing.
Yep.
The Bears rushed for 183.
Yeah.
More than double.
Yep.
They got what the Lions
most
average.
Most of it in the first half.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the quarterback Fields himself rushed for over 100. And that's a quarterback that's playing for his life there in Chicago. That's a coaching staff that's coaching for their existence in Chicago. Is Matt Eberflus ever going to get a second head coaching job? Probably not. When you play with desperation, and the Chicago Bears are desperate, I don't think they've given up on this season. There's a difference, Maz, I think, when you have a team that's lost more than they've won, and the Chicago Bears come in 4-8. But if you look at their schedule, and you can call me crazy all you want, if you look at their schedule, there is no reason with that defense and that quarterback that they can't win 5 in a row and make the playoffs at 9-8. I don't think that's the case at all. But I do think there's a chance it happens, and if nothing else, in that room, they have to believe that, the Chicago Bears. And anytime you have a desperate team like Chicago, and Chicago is desperate, Maz, you have to match their intensity. And one of the things that the Lions have not been doing over the last several weeks is playing with any sort of urgency. That final drive against New Orleans was probably the most urgency we've seen this football team play with in a long, long time. In weeks, that is.
And it took some tough passes and tough catches to get that done. We spoke to Jason McKee yesterday, the sideline reporter for the Bears, a longtime fullback in the NFL. And we asked him about that. Is this team playing still for like a playoff spot? He's like, this whole staff is playing for their jobs. So to say they're not trying to win would be foolish. They are trying to win, and they would like nothing more than to get a little revenge on the Detroit Lions, because the Lions have been owning them lately, right? And they stole that game at home just a few weeks ago. So look out for the Bears in this game. They're home. The weather is on their side. They're not indoors. The Lions are an indoor team. They're much better indoors than they are outdoors. I know they've won on the coast, and they can win outside in some good weather. But the weather's going to be kind of like what it is here. Like a little bit more chilly. You might get a little rain, might get a little snow. They got to get the lead early again, Ryan, because they play really well when they're out in front. They can't play from behind. I don't want them playing from behind.
I want to go to the chat right now because Brad in the chat says playing with no urgency, 21-0 in the first 6 minutes isn't playing with urgency. That's my exact point. It was 21-0 in the first 6 minutes, and then before you know it, it was 24-21, and the Saints had the ball. Yes, that is not playing with much urgency, in my opinion. They came down, scored a touchdown, got a turnover, got a touchdown. It was 14-0 like nothing, but like very quick. But then all of a sudden, it's 24-21 Lions, and the Saints have the ball with an opportunity to take the lead. That, to me, speaks to a little bit of a
They had
coasting.
A lull.
Yes,
they had a lull.
That's a great word for it that I don't think this football team can afford to play with this week. 4 turnovers in that game. I keep going back to that, and they still won. It was Matt Eberflus, though, in my opinion, that allowed the Lions to come back and win that game. Bears with the lead late. Run up the middle, timeout. Run up the middle, timeout. Bomb, overthrow.
No need for a
timeout. You've got all this time. It was Matt Eberflus's play calling.
It was over.
Yeah. At that point,
what happened last night with the Red Wings, guys? They got out to a 4-0 lead.
And lost 6-5
and
in overtime.
They lost 6-5 in overtime. What happened is they had a lull. They fell asleep, up 4-0. Lions up 21-0 last week. I said, as much as it looked great, and remember the lead on on the LA Chargers, 24-0, right off the get-go. Could have been 31. And then they let the Chargers back in the game, little by little by little, and they never punted after that. They just kept scoring touchdown after touchdown. Last night, San Jose, goal after goal after goal. If you get the lead, there's got to be a way that you wake up and keep that lead. The Lions in the third quarter, they're horrible. I bet you they're near the bottom of the NFL for third quarter, scoring and giving up points. That's what they got to get handled. Get that third quarter underway. They got to figure a way to come out from the half and keep doing what they're doing in the first half.
This feels like a game that if the Lions do win, though, they really do shed every kind of label about them, right? I mean, not that they haven't done that throughout the season. They're 9-3, right? Not that they haven't done that already this season, but I feel like a majority of the fan base believes that there's something ugly about this Chicago game that's about to happen. Here's Jared Goff talking about that Bears defense that is playing really, really good football.
Yeah, I think they're so improved from earlier in the year and then even last year. You know, how stout they are on the inside, how good they are against the run, and then how hard they play. Man, they play hard, and they've got really good players on every level, and I think their coach has done a really good job of putting them in the right spots to make plays, and they're playing confidently.
They don't say the wrong thing, do they? This team is trained properly. All they do is compliment the other team. There's nobody coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, we're kicking the Bears' ass this week." There's none of that. This team is programmed Dan Campbell's way. Don't say anything, boys. Just show up there and bite some kneecaps.
No
do
doubt.
What you do.
No doubt about it, guys. Absolutely. So we'll see what happens. Jared Goff, by the way, he's like a 500 quarterback in December.
That's not good. I don't want to hear that.
There should be some weather conditions as well. Should be some weather conditions.
This is the last outdoor game, guys.
16-13, Jared Goff in December over his career.
Until the playoffs, this is the last outdoor game. That means they win a game at home, then they go on the road to either Philly, San Francisco. Other than that, they'll host. They might even host Dallas if they happen to meet Dallas at one point, but they got to beat Dallas in a few weeks.
Guys, lots going on today. Fill in the blank Friday, of course, our pick segment, of course. And next, we're going to do start bench cuts.
Oh, I love this.
Little segment Braylon Edwards came up with. He is out today, but Maz is going to lead the way on that. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all this just for $10 a month with no commitment. No matter where you are, there's always a Planet Fitness nearby with more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Visit your local Planet Fitness today to join, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Hey, when it comes to your pet, do not settle. Give your pet the best. That's right. Look at that camera. Premier Pet Supply is hand down Michigan's best pet store, family owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food located at the lowest prices available. And of course, we got curbside delivery if you need it. Do not skimp on your pet. Give your pet the best. Check out Premier Pet Supply on the web, premierpetsupply.com.
And I know Braylon is out today, and we have forced Maz up to the desk.
I am forced.
We do force Maz up on the desk. He would much prefer to be in his chair in the Maz cam, and we just don't want anybody to not be able to see Alyssa today. So Alyssa is back there. There is the Maz cam. Alyssa, of course, is one of the stylists here who has the chair right behind the Maz cam. So,
great stylist here.
Great
Come
stylist.
on by.
So a lot of people, Alyssa is very popular with the chat, with everybody in the chat, and we don't want to cheat you today. Just
exactly. It's Friday.
Because of the situation. It is Friday. All right, Maz. JB's going to give us a little beat.
Yeah.
Pete's going to throw some graphics up.
You got it.
It is start, bench, cut. This is an idea that Braylon had, and this is his topic. He came up with it.
did.
You are leading it today.
I'm going to lead it in Braylon's honor. He's come up with some really good ones, guys.
Can I just say,
yeah,
Braylon has been tremendous.
He has. I love him. I miss him today.
I know. I
miss him.
Terribly miss Braylon today. But I'm sure he missed me maybe last Friday when I was out.
Correct.
So turnabout is fair play.
You guys miss me when I'm not here?
No.
Of course we do.
Yeah, of course, man.
All right.
You're the glue, man.
Thanks, man.
You're the glue.
All right, boys, and the gang and the chat. I want you guys to play along as well. Maybe JB could read some of the comments as well. Here we go. We're going around the room. We'll start here with our own Detroit Lions. Start, bench, cut. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, and Sam Laporta. Ryan, you get the first crack at this.
Oh, God.
This is tough.
This is a tough one, but I would have to say I'm an offensive guy, right? I'd start Amon-Ra, I'd bench Laporta, and I'd cut Hutchinson.
Wow. Whoa. JB,
it's an offensive league.
I'm coming to you second here.
Hey, I'm going the same way as Ryan. I am starting Amon-Ra, I am benching Laporta, and I am cutting Aiden.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Peter, what do you got?
I'm starting all three. I start all three. I wouldn't cut a single one, but if I had to cut one, I'm going to cut Aiden. But you gotta. I guess you got to bench Laporta. I'll start Armand.
All right. This is obviously in jest, but you know what? I'm starting Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm benching Aiden Hutchinson, and I'll cut the kid, Sam Laporta. All right, let's move on. Here we go. These are three great receivers. Start, bench, cut. Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Go ahead, Ryan.
You're going to think I'm crazy, but I will start Amon-Ra St. Brown. I will bench Justin Jefferson, and I will cut DJ Moore. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the more underappreciated superstars, and he is on a track to be a superstar in this league. Tom Mazaway. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
All right, my man. Go ahead, JB.
Don't come after me for this, but I am starting Justin Jefferson. I am benching Amon-Ra, and then I am cutting DJ Moore.
Wow. That's tough. I think DJ Moore is going to get cut a lot. Pete?
I'm actually going to start DJ Moore. I think him and Justin Fields together are a tremendous combo. I'm going to bench Amon-Ra, and I'm going to cut Justin Jefferson.
You're out of your mind.
Out of your mind.
Start Jefferson, bench Amar, and cut DJ. Sorry.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 3. Wow. Start, bench, or cut these guys. Dan Campbell, Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan.
Easy. I'm starting Dan Campbell, I'm benching Mike McDaniel, and I'm cutting Kyle Shanahan. What Dan Campbell has done to this franchise, a franchise that's won one playoff game since 1957, is something we have not seen. Many have tried, nobody has succeeded. Except this guy will succeed this year. Dan Campbell.
All right. JB, take it away.
A lot of people are going to be upset about this, but I like the Dolphins a little bit too much. I am starting Mike McDaniels, benching Dan Campbell, and cutting Kyle Shanahan.
You're cutting. Both of you guys have cut one of the most genius offensive minds in the game, and Kyle Shanahan. Go ahead, Pete.
I am going to start Dan Campbell. I am going to bench Mr. McDaniel, and I'm going to cut Mr. Shanahan.
Yep. I'm with you guys. As much as I love Mike McDaniel, I'm cutting Kyle Shanahan, the son of the great Mike Shanahan. That's crazy. But my coach is Dan Campbell, so I don't back down on that. Here we go. Number 3. We're going that one. Okay. The Dallas Cowboys, the Detroit Lions, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Start, bench, cut. Ryan, I know this is going to be easy for you.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to start the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to bench the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to cut the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Dallas is going to mollywop Philadelphia this week in Dallas. And because Dallas will most likely have home field, I think they're unbeatable at home.
They are good. 15 in a row at home. JB.
Ryan, I was not expecting that at all, but I am starting the Detroit Lions, benching the Philadelphia Eagles.
Got to keep you on your toes, JB. Got to keep you on your toes.
The Cowboys.
Go ahead, Pete.
I am going to start the Lions. I am going to bench the Eagles, and I'm going to cut the Cowboys.
Oh, boy. Well, if I had to pick one team that's mine for the remaining part of the year, right? I got to start the Eagles. I got to bench the Lions, and I'm cutting the Cowboys. Although I do like that Cowboys team this year.
Very
I'll
good.
go with the Eagles as the defending NFC champions.
I think Philadelphia is a little bit of a fugazi maybe this year.
They are, but they got some good players still.
Yeah.
They got some good players still. All right, we move on to the college side. Are you ready? Look at this, Ryan. JJ.
Easy.
Milroe.
Easy.
Penix Jr.
Easy.
Start, bench, cut.
J.J. McCarthy is the best quarterback in the country. He will be the best quarterback in the pros by a quarterback taken in this draft or next year's draft. That's how much I think of J.J. McCarthy. He is going to make some NFL franchise very happy. J.J. start, bench, Milroe, cut, Penix.
Why are you cutting Penix? Why Milroe over Penix?
Because I think Milroe is
You've
just
seen
a
enough?
feast. I think Milroe is just about to go here with his game. He is just on a track to go here.
We hope not, though. Not this game.
week. No.
Not this game,
Yeah,
though.
he's a young player.
He is.
He's not 25 years old like Michael
JB,
Penix.
who you got?
I knew Ryan was going to pick JJ.
Of course we knew that.
I am starting Penix, benching Milroe, and I am cutting JJ.
Woo-wee. Ooh-wee.
I know.
Go ahead, Pete.
I tell you what, I'm going to make this easy. I am going to second my man over there, JB. I agree totally with JB's assessment.
Give me a full, not the box. Give me a full shot for 1 second.
Oh, coming to you, brother.
Yeah. I just want people to understand, and I mean this in all sincerity. When it comes down to it, J.J. McCarthy will be the best NFL quarterback in this draft or next draft. Take the quarterbacks taken this year and take the quarterbacks taken next year, and there will be no more successful NFL quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. He's got everything you could ever want to be a successful quarterback at the next level. And I don't know if he's going to be taken number one. If I had the number one pick of the draft, I would take him. Wherever he's taken, okay? Whether he goes this year, whether he stays this next year and goes into next year's draft, he will be the most successful quarterback taken in this draft or next. Book it.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. I like your passion.
I just, it's the truth.
That said, I am going to take Michael Penix, start him. I'm going to bench JJ, and I'm cutting Milroe. JJ will be my bench warmer. So Penix, JJ, and Milroe. Before I show you this next slide, guys, this is the toughest one in the history of start, bench, cut. Go ahead, Pete. Show them. Take the picture down a bit.
I got you.
There you go. How about this one? Barry, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders. This one should not even be allowed to be on here. Braylon did a hell of a job.
Hell of a job,
on this
Braylon.
one.
Well, I'm going to start Barry Sanders because Jerry Rice needs a quarterback. And Deion, great player, but didn't want to come to Detroit. So I'll start Barry, I'll bench Jerry Rice, and I'll cut Deion Sanders, even though I love you, Deion. I love you, Deion. But Barry, I mean, he did so, and no offense to Scott Mitchell, but he did so without a quarterback.
You think?
No, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, Eric Kramer, too, you know. I know you did.
Right.
Go ahead, JB. Have at it.
This is impossible to really do.
It is.
But if I have to, I'm starting Barry. I am benching Jerry Rice, and then I'm cutting Deion, even though I would never, ever do that.
Go ahead, Pete. Take it away.
I am starting Barry. I am cutting Jerry, and I am. I'm benching Jerry, and I'm cutting Deion.
All right. I'm keeping Barry, obviously. That's the best. I'm putting Deion on the bench, and I'm cutting Jerry Rice. I want an offensive guy, and I want a defensive guy. And that's a winner right there.
That's
Actually,
a winner.
The two winners, really. If you really think about it, we should probably keep Rice and Sanders.
Right.
And let Barry go. If you
Right.
think about Super Bowls.
More a product of their teams than anything else. I
I
mean, if
understand
Jerry
that.
Rice played for the Detroit Lions, he'd be Herman Moore.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a good call. Very good call. Because Herman Moore is very underappreciated.
Yeah, I mean, Rodney Peete, Eric Kramer, Scott Mitchell. Better, Rice had no offense to those players.
Don't forget the great backup from Eastern Michigan,
Charlie Bash. no offense, but Jerry Rice did have Joe Montana and Steve Young. Okay,
He did.
better than Batch, Mitchell, Pete, and Kramer. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Now keep us on time here. Are we doing okay? Can I keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, here's a good one, guys. 3 great coaches. We know who the best is. Start, bench, cut. Jim Harbaugh, Nick Saban, Kirby Smart.
Easy one. You start Jim Harbaugh. He is the only coach here that has won every level he's been at. This is a guy that took the San Francisco 49ers to 3 straight NFC championship games, made it to a Super Bowl, and 3 straight Big Ten championships as well, maybe a national championship. He's won everywhere he's gone. Jim Harbaugh, Nick Saban, and then you cut Kirby Smart. No offense to him.
Okay. JB, who you got?
No offense to Kirby, but I'm cutting him. First off, I am starting Nick Saban and then benching Jim Harbaugh.
Once again, I agree with JB. Just I stole my thunder, so there you go. I agree with JB on that. Start Nick, bench Jim, and cut Mr. Smart.
I'm with you guys there. I second that. I will put Nick Saban, St. Nick, obviously with all those championships. Jim Harbaugh on his tails now. Hopefully. At least get one, Jim. And then Kirby Smart. He is done. Dabo Sweeney could be like 4th, right?
Oh, there you go.
He had a good run.
Yeah, very good. Good run, Jack. Hey, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Very excited about that. We'll do our pick segment. We've got Drew Lane coming up. Top of the hour, we've got Jim Leyland coming up. Bottom of hour number 2. Lots to get to. We are packed today. But first, a message from
Hamlin
Pub, where we will be on Sunday.
We will be there on Sunday for the Lions postgame show. That is correct. Have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games, Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcitron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. drinkcitron.com/Vegas.
Maz wants to do one more here before we get into Fill in the Blank Fridays. Maz, go ahead.
All right, because I thought Braylon did a great job, and JB with the great graphics.
Great job.
Let's do our movies here. These are Christmas movies. You ready? Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, start it. Home Alone, bench it. Jingle All the Way, get the you-know-what out of here.
All right. Go ahead.
This is not the right graphic, but it's fine.
Okay, leave that graphic
that
up
one
for
up
a
there.
minute.
We'll do that
Go ahead,
too.
Do that one right now.
Thanksgiving start.
Oh God.
Christmas bench and Halloween get rid of. There you go. Okay, go ahead, Maz.
Go ahead, JB, on the movies.
Movies, I am starting National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I am benching Jingle All the Way, and then I am cutting Home Alone. I have seen it way too many times. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Pete.
I am going to start National Lampoons. I am going to bench Home Alone, and I'm going to cut Jingle All the Way.
All right, I'm starting Home Alone. I'm benching Christmas Vacation. Jingle All the Way. Get the hell out of my way. And just put up the holidays one more time, Ryan, because you are a hater of Halloween. You have cut Halloween. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween.
That's your 3?
Yeah.
Go ahead, JB.
I got to start Halloween, benching Christmas, and then I'm cutting Thanksgiving.
Go ahead, Pete.
Starting Christmas, going to bench Halloween and cutting Thanksgiving.
And I'm with you, JB. Halloween is my starter. Christmas on the bench. And Thanksgiving, I'll see you later. Lions have lost 7 in a row on Thanksgiving.
What do you like about Halloween better than Christmas?
I absolutely love the whole October holiday, Thanksgiving. Excuse me. I just love Halloween. I just love that the kids...
You like it more than Christmas?
Yes, because I used to really love Christmas. I used to love it until I became a parent, a late parent, a young...
Older kid parent.
Older kid parent. It's not the same anymore. It's just when you have your kids, when you are a kid, it's fantastic. Nothing like it. When you have young kids, oh my God, that takes it even better. When you have older kids... all you're doing is spending money, and they're taking things back, and you bought the wrong thing, and I spent way too much money. And Halloween is just so much fun for me. I love the change of the season. I love that it's all the sports around that time. It's not World Series. It's football. It's
I didn't say
basketball
the
and hockey.
time of the
I'm
year.
just saying-
I'm saying the
I love
actual day.
I love Halloween. I love the decorations of Halloween. I love the skeletons, the witches, the devils. I love it. I just love everything about it.
You are the devil.
I am. I don't know. Candy? I mean, come on. I wish I had some candy right now.
I mean, that much we know.
Matter of fact, I see the candy corn over there. I'm in the mood for something right now.
Guys, I want to get into Fill in the Blank Friday. It's a segment we do each and every week. And we've gone heavy with Lions questions here, Lions NFL. So let's just pick it up. You guys ready for this?
Let's go.
JB, give me a little beat. Blank was the best Lions draft pick in 2023. Blank was the best Lions draft pick in 2023.
Wow.
Pete, what's going on with this
That's
thing here?
my fault. Sorry about that.
Yeah, my bad.
It's a great draft.
There you go.
It's a great draft.
You can only have one guy.
Yes.
One guy from this draft.
It's the guy that led off day number 2 for me, and it's Brian Branch. And I think Brian Branch will become the stud of this defense. I love him. Don't think I don't love Sam Laporta and the rest of the guys that we took. Jameer Gibbs is going to be a stud. On and on and on. Give me Brian Branch. I think there's something special about this kid, and you will see it.
JB?
Give me Jameer Gibbs. No disrespect to Brian Branch. I like that one as well, too. But I think Gibbs will be your future lead RB1 soon enough. I mean, he's an athletic running back, and this is something that the Lions truly need. I mean, hell, he kind of has shades of Barry Sanders a little bit. Just give him some time.
Pete?
Give me Jameer Gibbs as well, boys. He's definitely showing signs that he's going to be pretty much like Barry, so I'm all about Jameer Gibbs.
And we know who you're taking.
Who?
You're taking the tight end.
I am taking the tight end.
I don't blame you.
To me, if the Lions don't draft Sam Laporta, they might be a 6-6 football team.
Wow.
They might be a 6-6 football team, 7-5 if they don't take Sam Laporta.
He won him the Atlanta game, and he won him last week.
He won him the Atlanta game. You could argue that he won him the Las Vegas Raiders game.
Yeah.
You could argue that he won them last week's game.
Yeah, he did.
That's 3 right there.
Yeah.
So that's how crucial this guy has been. If I could only have one, Sam Laporta is my guy.
Good for you.
Guys.
None of us took Jack Campbell.
Maz, hey, you're not going to hit 100% of the time. I'm not saying he's a bust, but you're not going to hit 100% of your draft picks.
Hopefully he hits.
And Josh Pascal, too. I mean, you're just not going to hit. The Lions defense gives up 93.1 yards rushing per game. The Bears rush for 183 yards in game 1. Chicago will rush for blank yards on Sunday.
I'll go 125 yards.
125.
125. Most of them by Justin Fields.
JB?
That's it.
Man, as you said, 125. I will go 115.
Ooh, 115.
Yeah.
Pete?
I'm going to go with 130 yards for the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields and Khalif. Yeah, absolutely, 130.
All 3 of you go over 100. I'm going to go over 150 yards.
That's not good.
Weather could be an issue in Chicago. This feels like a running game. Do not believe the Lions defense is going to be able to stop Justin Fields. So I'll go over 150. The player of the game versus Chicago for Detroit will be...
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
David Montgomery. Everything we thought that was going to happen for David Montgomery in game 1, I think will happen in game 2. I think he will go over 120 yards and score 2 touchdowns. Will it be enough? We'll see. We hope. But over 120 and 2 touchdowns for Monty, I'll give him the player of the game versus Chicago.
Even though Chicago is one of the better rush defenses.
Yes, I understand
in the league.
this.
I'm going to go with the man you just took as your rookie, Sam Laporta. He is red hot. Why not just keep feeding the beast? I think they're going to need him. Like I said, Chicago's tough against the run. I wish I could pick Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. I just don't know if we can run on this team, especially with the offensive line the way it is. I think short passes and then a nice long one to Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta over 150 yards in this game and two touchdowns to give him 8 on the year.
JB?
Ryan, I'm taking your guy. Give me David Montgomery on this one. I feel like the Lions can run against this defense. Laporta was my second option, but I don't think that's going to pan out for him. So give me David Montgomery on this.
Spivak?
I agree with Maz. This is a tight end type of game, cold weather. They're going to use Sam Laporta. He's probably going to have 8 catches, 2 touchdowns. I definitely agree with Maz on that one.
All right, guys. Continuing along here. The defensive lineman that will step up in Lee McNeil's absence will be...
You go first.
John Kaminsky.
Oh, the commissioner.
He's due. John Kaminsky. And this is a guy that wanted to come back. He's had a down year compared to what he did 1 year ago. And I think he is going to be called upon to do a little bit more. I'm going to say John Kaminsky. I almost went Josh Paschal here, but I just haven't seen it from Paschal. I'm going to go Kaminsky.
Well, you just mentioned the guy I'm going to take.
Okay.
I'm taking Josh Paschal. He said, I've got to step up my game. I can step up my game. I'm going to trust in this guy. They put a lot of effort into this kid. He drafted an injured player from Kentucky very high, and he has not lived up to it. He did show flashes here and there. Remember last year, first game back, I think it was against Dallas. He really showed out early in that game. This year, not so much. I'm going to go with Josh Paschal to have his best game as a Lion.
JB?
I agree with Maz. I'm going to go with Josh Paschal as well. I don't know if he's in the Lions doghouse or not, but this has to be the game where he needs to break out once again. So give me Josh Paschal.
Now, will Bugs be active, by the way? Sorry, Pete.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
He hasn't been.
Because I wanted to say him.
Yeah, I know you
just
did.
don't know if he's going to be active.
I know.
I want to say him. Sorry, Pete. You're up.
No, you're good, boys. You're good. I hate to make it a three-way tie, but I'm going to take Josh Paschal as well. Tom is right. He says he wants to step up. I think he will step up. They're going to need him in a cold weather game.
And honestly, this should be about Josh Paschal, shouldn't it?
Heck yeah, it's
Right,
time, man.
I mean, he's a high second round pick. Get some pressure on the other side there.
Help him out, guys.
No doubt. Okay, final one, guys. There are, I'd say, 3 major, well, at least 2 major games this week in the NFL. And I think there's like 4 really good games, but 2 great games. You can only watch one. Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Chiefs. Which game are you most looking forward to this weekend?
You know me. I'm NFC all the way. Eagles and Cowboys, I can't wait. The only problem is it's Sunday night game. It is what it is. I guess I'll wait till then, and I got to put up a Chris Collinsworth. Can't wait for Eagles, Cowboys.
Same. For me, it's Eagles, Cowboys. So much impact in the NFC race. I'm almost, I almost think it's worth having a conversation of who you want to root for in
Good
that
point.
one. You almost want to root for the Eagles in that one. I do think it's easier if you're Detroit to go have to win a game in Philadelphia than right now anyway, go win a game at Dallas. That feels, they're both hard, but I think that's almost worth a discussion.
We'll see it in 3 weeks.
Absolutely. No
We're
doubt.
going there.
JB?
I got to go with Philly and Dallas as well. I think that one's going to be the best one of the Sunday slate. No offense to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but I kind of feel like that's an easy bounce back game for them against the Bills. So give me Dallas and Philly.
For Pete?
Give me Cleveland and Jacksonville. I'm just kidding. I'll take the Eagles and Dallas as well. I mean, it is what it is, guys. The schedule's it's the biggest game on the schedule, so got to make it a 4-Pete.
Amen to that. Guys, we're going to take a break. Going to be joined by Drew Lane from the Drew and Mike podcast. We'll do that next, talking about tonight's event and so many other things. But first, a message from Feldman.
Yes, since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With over 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the nearest one near you, and you can catch Woodward Sports live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey, gang, let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, the official outdoor equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, and, you know, if you live in southeast lower Michigan, you're going to need that generator. Probably you might as well want to grab one from Outdoor Equipment Company. SnowX plows and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. You could buy it. You could rent it. 0% financing delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
You know who needs one of those generators?
Who's that?
A guy whose electricity goes off every other day.
And who might that be?
Drew Lane.
Oh, Drew!
What's
Drew
up,
Lane.
Drew?
I know.
Drew Lane of the Drew and
I
Mike
could use a generator.
podcast fame.
You need one, Drew.
Why does the power go out so
It
much?
hasn't been going out as much. You know, there's no explanation whatsoever. I mean, how many people aren't in my position wondering, God, I moved to Michigan. I never lose my power ever. And now, no matter where I've lived in Michigan, I lose power at least a few times a year. And in my Ferndale residence, at one point, it was about 7 or 8 times a year. The Woodward corridor has some real dark spots where a lot of people have been bitching up a storm about losing power. I have no idea. All I know is I never lost power in Phoenix, Boston, Illinois. Growing up, we lost power once. I'll never forget it. But here, it's just a regular occurrence.
Oh, man. Drew, it's so
And our rates just went up.
Hey, of course they did. Check your water bill, too. My water bill is like outrageous.
You know, it's not the water bill. If you've ever looked,
sewage.
It's the sewage.
Right, it's the sewage.
What is the sewage? If you've ever looked at your water bill, the water bill's fine.
Yeah.
It's that line that says sewage that gets you.
What are you paying? Like, what's your
I'm
bill?
not going to tell people.
No?
It's
Mine's like over like $500.
Yeah, it's like $1,000.
$600. It's $1,000. It's unbelievable.
Wait, that's for every... Isn't that for every 3 months?
Yeah, every 3 months.
2 months, I think, isn't it?
No,
every
3
other
months.
month?
3 months.
Oh, I thought it was every other
I
month.
think it's 3 months.
It's fine.
I could show you. I didn't have mine on auto pay. They could be charging me $2,000 and I don't even know it.
40 grand. Sorry for the mistake.
Hey, Drew, let's chat quickly before we get rolling into what this day in sports and life is. Tonight, we got a pretty good event going on at the Lodge in Kego Harbor. It's a fun event. It's Killer's Christmas, and you're going to be there. I'll be there. Lots of people are going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Huel Perkins is going to come out of retirement for this big night. Woody's there from Fox 2 puts out a ton of bodies for this thing every year. Although, Ryan, I guess you can't make it tonight?
Yeah, I have a prior commitment tonight. You know, when it's on Thursday, this is the first time that I can remember it's on Fridays.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, that's true. No, sorry you'll miss it, but they have 37 celebrity bartenders, and we're there 9 to 10. But they've got a great lineup every hour. Who's on the morning now? Erica Francis. She's out there from Fox 2. Is Dina coming? I know they've got a ton of
I don't
people
think Dina's coming,
Dan
but
Miller.
Amy Andrews is going to be there. Dan Miller, Jennifer Hammond, Woody Woodruff.
Oh, yeah. The big hitters.
No, it'll be a phenomenal crowd tonight, because Thursday night would always be a great crowd. Friday's going to be even bigger, and there's all kinds of ways to spend money. It's a great cause, great charities. This is about, what is this, the 11th, 10th year? This is a real building charity. It's really, they have raised a lot of money for charity. It's been a great thing, because we all loved Killer Kowalski dearly.
Absolutely. Killer.
Can't believe it's been 12 years since his passing, Drew. But as far as the drinks go tonight, when you're behind the bar, are you slinging drinks? I mean, are you really back there mixing up the mojitos and
He's asking me. What, are you kidding?
You know, what do you got going on back there?
You know, I think people really troll you when they ask you to make some kind of special drink. They're just screwing with you. Because I always hand it off to one of the bartenders there. If it's getting a beer or Jägermeister or something like that, that's pretty simple. But no, anything fancy, no, I don't know how to bartend. I'm terrible. I feel pretty uncomfortable back there, to be honest. I feel like I'm just in the way. But I do talk to a lot of people, and it is a lot of fun.
Drew, that's exactly what we were saying this morning. Just kind of feel like you're in the way a little bit.
You are.
Oh my
You're
God.
bumping into people. It's really it's not good.
You're
I mean,
a little
we're
bit
not
of a
pros.
fishbowl. You got nowhere to go.
No.
Your back's up against the
I
bar,
know.
ringing that bell.
Sometimes, Drew, I'll take an order at one end of the bar. By the time I get to the other end of the bar, I forgot who the hell ordered it. So I'm bringing drinks back looking for the person that ordered it.
It's a total disaster.
It
I
is.
have so much appreciation for bartenders after doing this. Oh, my God, what a tough job.
Drew, I want to take you back something near and dear to yours, my heart, anyone that loved the Beatles and, of course, loved Monday Night Football. 43 years ago tonight, I'm going to play the clip for you from Monday Night Football, Patriots and the Dolphins. Frank Gifford handing it off to Howard Cosell. Give it a listen.
Is on the line, and I don't care what's on the line, Howard. You have got to say what we know in the booth.
Yes, we have to say
And Dandy Dunn, did you hear?
a football game, no matter who wins or loses. An unspeakable tragedy confirmed to us by ABC News in New York City. John Lennon, outside of his apartment building on the west side of New York City, the most famous perhaps of all of the Beatles, shot twice in the back, rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival. Hard to go back to the game after that news flash, which in duty bound we had to take. Frank?
Man, I remember that like it was yesterday, Drew.
You know, it was something so perfect. I mean, for the most horrible thing in the world that could have happened, but there was something right about Howard Cosell announcing it.
Yep. He was the man.
And Lennon was on Monday Night Football.
He was.
Lennon was on Monday Night Football with Howard in '74, which was really weird and funny and crazy. Kind of like Elvis meeting Nixon or something.
Exactly.
It was just. But I have to tell you, I will never forget that. I was such a huge Beatles fan. I think to relate to it, you just have to think of someone like Taylor Swift being assassinated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it would be like.
Yeah, you're right.
John Lennon had been in retirement for 5 years. He had not made any music. He had just made the album Double Fantasy, and starting over was playing on the radio. And I remember how exciting it was to hear, oh, my God, John Lennon's back on the radio. And he had been inspired. He'd heard McCartney's Coming Up, which was a big hit that summer, and that kind of fired him up to get back in the studio and make some music. And everything was, all the interviews, too, he was so excited, happy, positive. He seemed more together than ever. And to think that, you know, an artist like that would be murdered by this lunatic. I mean, nowadays, I guess I wouldn't be as shocked, but at that time it was just a total, absolute, I mean, mind-blowing.
He was only 40 years old.
Yeah, and just how the message was relayed, too, you know, on Howard Cosell on Monday Night Football. There were no cell phones. There weren't 100 channels, no satellites. There's 3 channels on. So if you've got the TV on, you're watching, and you're watching in shock.
Yeah, in shock.
Yeah, it was a total shock. And, you know, thinking back on it, everyone knew that so fast because Monday Night Football probably did a 35 or a 40 share then if you think about it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Nightline was coming on with Ted Koppel after that game, and Cosell broke it prior to them going to that. And, it just was shocking to me. Still to this day, I always think about it, and I'll never forget it. And I know the Howard Cosell soliloquy word for word. I remember it word for word. I remember John Smith came in and kicked that game-winning field goal for the Patriots against the Dolphins that game as well.
And if you were a Beatles fan and you were watching that, I mean, who cared about the game?
Yep.
I mean, the game all came down to that. And it was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me! And that was such a huge week. I remember all the memorials, and it was just, I mean, I can't even put it into words. And we had been through as kids, and Maz, you must remember RFK and Martin Luther King Jr. being assassinated in '68. We grew up with knowing about JFK, and it just happened, and then, you know, nothing for the 10, 12 years after that, and then John Lennon, and I don't know, I just can't compare anything to it in my life. It was just so horrible, and I hate thinking about what could have been and all the music you would have made, and I don't know, it was cool. It was fun to hear a new Beatles song, I gotta say, when Now and Then came out. I'm probably boring the hell out of your young audience.
No. I think that Beatles song, the way they put that together was amazing. And was it true that him and Paul McCartney were thinking about getting back together and bringing the band back together? Like, I think they were going to announce it on a Saturday Night Live, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in '76, I think they were watching Saturday Night Live, and there was a joke about they would pay each Beatle $750 if they would come down to perform on Saturday Night Live, because that was standard SAG-AFTRA fees, I guess. And they were watching in John Lennon's apartment, which wasn't far away, and they were thinking about going down. I'm sure Yoko kiboshed it.
Of course,
knowing Yoko,
she screwed everything up.
That would have been so cool, but they would have worked. I think they would have worked together. Certainly, I think if maybe for charity, the four of them, but I think Lennon and McCartney would have certainly made some music together. So, yeah, no, horrible event, and incredible. The intersection with sports and Monday Night Football. I mean, it was almost like today, because honestly, everyone knew about that so fast. My phone was ringing off the hook. Friends all over the country were calling me, because we all, you know, whoever your band is, whoever the band you love the most, that you and your friends loved, it would have been the same thing for anybody like that. It was just, John Lennon was so huge at the time, and such a peacenik too. I mean, the irony of it was just absolutely unmistakable. And that schlub, Mark David Chapman, what a POS. Oh my God. I get him and John Hinckley mixed up because they both are fat slobs, you know, who got famous by shooting famous people.
Oh my God.
The Hink Dog.
Talking to Drew Lane, host of the Drew and Mike podcast. You can follow him on X at Drew Mike Podcast. Drew, I do want to talk a little sports with you for a second here. Michigan, is this the year they get it? They win that national championship and go on through here?
Oh, wow. That's such a great question. I think the Michigan-Alabama game is going to be a great game. I think if Michigan beats Alabama, I will be convinced that there is no stopping them, because they don't make mistakes. They take advantage of mistakes. They don't commit a lot of penalties. They do so many things well. My question is, can you play the game they play, this ball control game where you just run the ball, because that's really what they've been doing the last few weeks in particular. Can you do that outside of the Big Ten against the best teams? I don't know, but if they can do that to Alabama, I believe they can do it to anybody. So I'm not answering your question. I guess I'm not sure. I really don't know that they're going to win it. If I had to pick someone, I don't know. Who are you guys picking?
I think Michigan's going to win everything. I think they're going to win the whole thing. I think they're going to blow out Alabama. And then,
blow out?
Blow out. I think they'll win by more than 2 touchdowns.
That's, oh, my God.
Against Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. True.
I think
really?
I think they'll beat Alabama by more than 2 touchdowns. And then
who's their best challenger? Who are you most afraid of?
Alabama. I think Alabama.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm most afraid of Alabama, and I think they'll beat them by 2 touches. I think the other side, Washington doesn't scare me all that much, even though I know they should. In Texas, I think JJ is a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers, so I'll take JJ in that game. I do. Whoever wins the Michigan-Alabama game is going to win the national championship, I think.
That's tough.
what I think is hard for a guy like JJ is if they get down, he just doesn't throw. I mean, he hasn't been put in a position where he has to really rally the team back through the air. And when he has in the past, generally, he pretty much did it. Going to Ohio State last year, he threw the ball so well. I mean, it seems like he always comes through. Even against TCU, they made an amazing comeback in spite of the mistakes they made. But I just feel like their schedule is so, until they play Ohio State and Penn State, it's just you don't really get in that many challenging games. I mean, they've really been challenged once or twice this year, in my opinion. I never was worried about the Penn State game. I really wasn't worried about Maryland. And Ohio State, they were pretty much ahead the whole game. So it's just going to be really strange if they were to go down 10 or 14-0 or 17-7 or something like that. I really believe in this team. Their roster is fabulous. I just don't know that I want to see that Big Ten style against one of these other teams outside the conference. I have a hard time picturing them losing. I'll put it that way. And I agree. If they beat Alabama, I think they will win it.
I like Texas in the other game, Drew. I think Michigan versus Texas would be a phenomenal national championship. Remember the game years ago back between those two teams? I think it was at the Rose Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. That was a great game. I'm looking forward to it. January 1st is really I can't believe that's what a great football week, that Christmas week to January 1st is going to be. I just can't wait to hang out, and I'll be in Jersey watching it with my dad and my brothers and sisters there, and looking forward to it. But, Drew, I want to ask you about your favorite team, and that's the Detroit Tigers. And we've got Jim Leyland coming on after you in a little bit. I know you're a big Jim Leyland guy, and someone asked him what his favorite team of all time was that he has managed, and he said the thing that I thought he would say, and it's my favorite team here in Detroit. The 06 Tigers was something spectacular about that team. The way Maglio, it was just a perfect magical time here in Detroit. Then they get the week off and they fall to the never mind who they lost to. This was horrible.
That was such a freak season. They were so far over 500, and then they really they sort of wobbled to the end. They were the wild card, but then they played so well in the postseason, and then the time off, and they just didn't hit against St. Louis. That was too bad. I wish that World Series had gone otherwise, but I love that team. I was a huge Maglio fan too, so seeing him hit those, he had 2 home runs in that Oakland game. There was another homer before that tied it up.
How about the series? How about the Yankees series when Justin Verlander?
Nothing better than that. Kenny Rogers.
It was awesome. It was just phenomenal. Everything about that playoff was awesome.
It was incredible. Do you think Kenny Rogers was doctoring the baseball in those games?
Just a little. Just a little. He didn't hide it very well. Hey, I'm dying to go back to this Alabama game. Ryan, how do you think Michigan beats Alabama by 2 touchdowns or more? That's a bold statement.
Yeah, I think Alabama is not as good as their record says they are. I think they played a great game against Georgia, but this is a team that struggled to beat Auburn. They struggled to beat, I think it was Mississippi. They've struggled all throughout their schedule. And I just think third time around for Michigan, there's going to be no surprises. They know exactly what they have to do. And, Jalen Milroe is a young kid. He's inexperienced. The emotion of winning at Auburn, the emotion of getting through the SEC championship game, and now maybe perhaps be a bit of a deer in headlights in the college football playoff. We'll see what happens. They've played some really tight games this season. Tennessee was a tough one. Arkansas, they won by 3.
And that was a 1-win Arkansas team.
Absolutely. Ole Miss was a tough game. They won at South Florida, scored 17 points. I mean, this is not a dominant Texas team, Alabama team.
I agree with you, but it is Nick Saban, and this guy has played 12 games now. It's not like he's a freshman quarterback at the beginning of the year. I mean, he certainly has grown as the season's worn on. I don't know. I can't picture that not being a close game. But then again, Michigan never seems to play in a close game, so who knows?
Also,
are you a little? I mean, even okay.
I was going to say also 89% of the money is on Alabama in this one, which tells me Michigan's going to win.
Are you even remotely spooked about TCU last year? Because TCU lost to Georgia, 69-3 or something like that? I mean, that was
65-7.
a real
Yeah,
dud.
65-7. And I think that's part of the reason that loss to TCU is part of the reason
that Florida State
these
didn't
guys,
make it.
but these guys will be ready to play against Alabama.
Hey, third time's the charm, Drew.
Yep.
Third time.
Because that TCU game didn't look like any game they played in all year, which is why I'm concerned about seeing this Big Ten Bo Schembechler almost like style they play against a really good team outside the conference. I don't know if that holds up.
I think
TCU
had Michigan signs last year too.
There you
go. Allegedly.
That's a steal.
Hey Drew, before we let you go, I got to get a thought on the Lions from you. Where are you on the Lions? They haven't played well over the last 6 weeks, but they have won 4 of those games. Where are you on the Lions?
I got to tell you, I love their offense. I think their offense has to pretty much carry them. I believe in Goff. I think he had his 2 crappy games, and they're out of the way now. And last year he played so well down the stretch, and I think he will this year. They've got a lot of offensive targets. The only thing I worry about the offense is they just don't get production from their wideouts, and I don't understand why. Why have the 2 starters only caught 53 balls? Why does J-Mo? Where are you on J-Mo? Do you guys think J-Mo's about to break out?
I do.
What's going on with him?
I do think so. I do think so. Little by little. That's a great way to put it. Little by little. I love that kid. I think he's going to be a huge weapon down the stretch here.
That's what he is.
But he hasn't caught more than 2 balls in 1 game. I don't understand what is going. Why? And it's not like they have the 2 best wideouts in the league. It seems like he's in a perfect position to just take over, and for some reason it doesn't happen.
Max balls he's probably going to catch in a game is around 4 or 5 with Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta, Gibbs, Monty.
There you go. That's
and
enough.
Josh Reynolds. I mean, that's 5 offensive players. You're talking about 60 plays, 65 plays in a game. I think the most he would catch is 4 or 5 balls a game.
But don't you think Goff would throw to his wideouts if they got better separation? I mean, is there something about their offense that leaves out the wideouts? I don't think so.
Like Ryan said, Drew, it's the only thing I could think of, because you're absolutely right. If you are such a dynamic receiver, you're going to be open. Jerry Rice didn't only catch 3 balls a game. I mean, if you're that good and you're that open, you will get the ball. So I'm hoping that little by little they're unwrapping this present that we're supposed to have, and it's supposed to be the best present ever, but we haven't seen it yet. So I really don't know what to say about him.
No, he's played almost a full schedule of 1 season, and he's got, I think, 13 career catches. And I love the reverse last week. I wish he'd do more of that. His speed looks absolutely incredible, but I don't know. I just can't believe they can't find a way to do more with him. But maybe it's coming. I hope so. Anyway, I'm bullish on the Lions. I feel great about them. I think they're going to win a playoff game. Beyond that, it's all gravy to me. I'm not going to complain if they win a playoff game, or even if they make they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're stepping up this year, probably 2 steps, and then we'll see what they do next offseason. I feel so confident with this management and with this coach. I've never had so much fun watching the Lions all the time I've been here.
Amen to
I'm
that.
with you, Drew.
No doubt.
I double that. Hey, we'll see you tonight.
And we will see you tomorrow night. You got it. Hey, Drew, thanks, my man. We appreciate it.
All right, you
you're
guys.
the man. Listen
Have
to the
fun
Drew
with
and Mike
Jimmy.
podcast.
See
you
ya.
got it. See ya.
See ya.
The great Drew Lane. Guys, we're going to take a break. But first, a message from Swiss.
Yes. Do you have football on the brain like us? Well, of course you do. It's already been an amazing fall with college and football, but fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com, or as always, give them a call at 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Join Woodward Sports in a long drink every home game for the official Alliance VIP tailgate. It's at Eastern Market in Shed 5, and it is always an amazing time. Starting at 9:30 a.m. all the way up until kickoff. The official Alliance tailgate is back and better than ever. But how would you like to pregame it with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? I'm talking food, beverages, and entertainment all included. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from us here at Woodward Sports. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and direct message Lions VIP.
Guys, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. And while you have that phone in your hand, pick up the phone and call Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. That's right. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's why Les Stanford has added Buick GMC. That's right. Les Stanford Buick GMC, located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. They offer the same great service that customers have come to know and trust for over 5 decades. If you are looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, of course, Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 55 years. You could find the brand you want under one umbrella, all GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them. Woodward Sports Network on a Friday going into the weekend. Here we are. It is time. Jim Leyland expected to join us coming up in about 10 minutes from now. But I want to get our pick segment in. Great to hear from Drew Lane as well. Usually we're on that side of the aisle calling into his show. So
he
now
sounds so different on our phones.
Right.
That just tells me that our phones are so messed up that even messed up Drew's voice.
Right. Very good. Good job there, Maz. Hey, pick segment now. Here we go. Maz, you lead it 52-35. Braylon is 41-46. I am bringing up the rear at 40-47.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. First game on the board. The
you
Colts.
know what? We'll let JB pick for Braylon this week.
JB's picking for Braylon.
Yep.
Oh, I better write these down.
Braylon went 0-7 last week. We got to give him a break.
Right. Okay. I'm going to say, hold on, Ryan, Maz, Bray. Okay. Here we go. Colts on the road at the Bengals. Cincinnati and Jake Browning a 1.5-point favorite.
Wow.
At home, Maz.
Man, two teams fighting for the playoffs. Colts are playing good, man. They're playing good. Gardner Minshew is winning. Bengals, they pull off a game that I didn't think they could win. I thought they'd cover. They're getting 1.5 at home. Give me the Bengals.
All right, Mass is going to take Cincy. JB, picking for Bray.
Ooh. Bengals are doing well. I don't. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts on this one.
You got the Colts. I too am going to take the Colts in this one. Just it just feels like a letdown. Jake Browning up, down, let down week. I'll take Indianapolis. Jags on the road at the Browns. What's the quarterback's name?
C.J. Beathard.
No. The other
one. The Browns.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
No, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a game time decision. He was supposed to practice today. They were going to see how he did. But a true game time decision, their head coach said, Browns -3.
Neither team has a quarterback. Because Trevor Lawrence ain't playing in this game. I don't care what they say. That ankle, there's no way possible that he's going to be able to play in this game. They should not play him in this game with the lead that they have in the league. I got to go with the Browns here. The Browns are home. I think they'll shut down C.J. Beathard. He's got a bum wrist. Did you see him grab his wrist on Monday Night Football? Turns out he did have an injury to his wrist. He'll probably get the start anyway. Give me the Browns defense to cover that spread.
JB?
I agree with Maz. The Jags are going to sit Trevor Lawrence for this one. I don't care if he says it's a game time decision. So give me the Browns -3.
This is my lock of the week. Cleveland ain't losing 2 in a row. They were embarrassed last week.
They were.
Against Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
They really were.
Cleveland's my lock of the week.
What happened to that defense last week?
I don't know. Guys, Rams, speaking of the Rams at the Ravens. The Ravens a 7.5-point favorite in this one. Lamar Jackson has been sick this week with flu-like symptoms. He was back to practice today. Weather expected to be pretty poor in Baltimore this week. Maz, which way you going?
That's a big number, 7.5. Rams are playing good football. I'm going to take the Rams to cover that spread, maybe even pull the upset. Give me the Rams.
JB?
Yeah, I think 7.5 is a little too high for the Ravens for me. So give me the Rams. I'll take the points.
If I had a second lock of the week, I would pick the Ravens in this one. We have seen the Lions go to Baltimore and get trucked. We have seen Seattle go to Baltimore and get trucked. Anytime an NFC team seems to go to Baltimore, what do?
They win.
They get trucked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Baltimore.
His record against the NFC is spectacular.
Yeah, 17-0.
Yeah, what the hell am I doing?
I think 17-0.
I'm taking a 7.5 still.
Okay,
Still taking
there you go.
Give me the Rams and the points.
Seahawks at the 49ers. San Francisco a 10.5-point favorite in this one. Has the luster worn off Seattle this year. Maz?
This is my lock of the week. Give me the Seahawks and the points. Seahawks keep this close. Maybe pull the upset. Give me Seattle.
Bray or JB? Sorry, I got Bray written down on
I figured. I just don't like these high total numbers that you got right here. So give me the Seahawks. I'll take the points as well.
We will all go with Seattle in this one. 10.5 points. It feels like after that big win over Philadelphia as well, maybe a bit of a letdown week.
They're a little gas.
Yeah, a little bit. Seattle, of course, playing for a playoff spot. If they lose this game,
they're in trouble.
They are in trouble for a playoff because of what Minnesota and Green Bay is doing. So this is almost a little bit of a must-win game for Seattle. Give me the Hawks. Guys, one of the games of the week this week, Bills on the road at Kansas City. It's a 4:25 CBS game. The Chiefs a 1.5-point favorite in this one. Will the Chiefs lose 2 games in a row, Tom Mazaway?
Yes, they will. Remember at the beginning of the year I told you this team ain't the same team? Why is this spread 1.5? Kansas City's home. They're so good at home. Give me the Bills. I picked them against the Eagles the week before, and they fell on their ass at the end. Then they get the bye week. This is desperation time. Give me the Bills. Even up. They win this game.
JB?
Chiefs are not losing 2 games back to back. I will take the Chiefs -1.5 on this one.
I'm going to go with Buffalo as well. Even this is my last opportunity with Buffalo. This is it for Buffalo.
That's a tough 2 games for them. Eagles,
Philadelphia Eagles,
Kansas City.
Oh, don't wait. Hold on. Let me pull them up right now because I think. Hold on. You ready for this? For the Bills? So they've gone Eagles, Chiefs. You know who they got next week?
Who?
Cowboys. Wow. They got to win one of those games.
Wow.
Right?
If they're a playoff team.
Right. Exactly.
You taking the Bills with us?
I got the Bills.
All right.
He's got KC.
I know.
All right, 2 games left, guys. Sunday Night Football. Eagles at the Cowboys. Cowboys a 3.5-point favorite in this one. Maz?
That half point's going to win it for me. Give me the Eagles and the points. Dallas by 3 late in the game.
JB?
Kind of got to agree with Maz on this one. Give me the Eagles as well. I'll take the points.
I'm going to stick with Dallas at home. They have been incredible. They score 40 points at home seemingly each and every week. Going with Dallas.
Jalen Hurts is playing hurt. No doubt.
No pun intended. Final game on the schedule.
I just realized that.
Your Detroit Lions, my Detroit Lions, our Detroit Lions on the road at Chicago. The Lions, a 3.5-point road favorite within the Central Division, or the North Division, I should say.
I ain't picking first this time.
I'll go first this time. I am going to take, for the first time, in Ermanni and Edwards,
your record.
First in the 3-year history of the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz show, I am going to take the Chicago Bears to cover the 3.5. Hopefully the Lions win by a field goal.
The Ermanni jinx.
Yep. Reverse psych.
Because of that, give me the Lions. You're on the Bears.
I even wrote Detroit on the sheet.
You're on the Bears.
I gotta go Chicago.
Give me the Lions, baby. I love it. I love that you picked Chicago. I love that.
JB.
What's your record again?
I am 40-47.
There you go, boys. Lock it up for the Leos.
JB.
Ryan, I can't do this as well as you, but give me the Lions, baby.
Lions. All right, so there you have it, guys. There's our picks for this week. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back, expecting to be joined by Jim Leyland. We'll do that next, but first a message from Big Boy.
All right, guys. Wintertime is always better in Detroit with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmigiano, the brand new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. You want to start your day off, of course, with a little breakfast. How about it? The stuffed potato pancakes are back, as well as the classic lumberjack and Santa Fe Garden. The new apple pie hotcakes are too good to miss, and top it all off with the new gingerbread shake, all from your local Big Boy.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey gang, you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It's a new era in sports wearables. New designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Click on shop. We've got hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com. Click on the shop tab.
All right.
It is an absolute pleasure to bring in our next guest. He has just been voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Former Tigers manager, the great Jim Leyland. Jim, how you doing, my friend? Good to hear from you.
Well, nice to hear from you guys. I appreciate it. I'm doing fine.
What has the last couple of days been like for you, Jim?
Obviously pretty hectic. I had 400 and some text messages, plus a lot of calls. I got back to everybody, so I got through that. And I came down to Florida for a couple of days to kind of relax and kind of wind down a little bit. So, everything's going pretty good.
Jim, I heard you say this somewhere or read it somewhere, but you were talking about all these text messages that you've been getting, and yes, the text messages from Verlander and Bonds are great, but it's those players that may have come up, had a cup of coffee with you, and didn't really have long major league careers that really made such an impact on you as well. Can you just speak to that and the influence that you've had on so many people's lives?
Well, a lot of those guys I got texts from were guys that actually never made it to the major leagues. They were just minor league players that had played for me somewhere along the line because, I managed 11 years in the minor leagues for the Tigers, so I managed a lot of young players. And, it was so rewarding to get a lot of texts. Obviously not all of them, but I get a lot of texts from some of the kids that played for me in the minor leagues, some of the kids actually that I had to release. So it was very rewarding. Certainly made me feel real good.
Hey, Jim, congratulations again. It's Tom Mazaway. Thanks for getting back to my text. I know I'm a pain in your neck, and here I am. Here you are in Florida trying to chill out, and I got you talking on the air.
Not a problem.
Well, did you ever think in your life that you would be in the Hall of Fame ahead of one of your better players in Barry Bonds?
No, not really. I mean, I certainly never thought about the Hall of Fame. I never thought I'd be a major league manager, to be honest with you, when all this started. I mean, that seemed so far away. And the Hall of Fame wasn't even something that was in my mind, and even when I was managing, it wasn't in my mind. I never really thought about it that much, to be honest with you. So, late in my career, some people started to talk about it, but then, I wasn't on the ballot the last time, so I figured, well, that's that. And, I really didn't think about it anymore until this year when someone told me that I was on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. I mean, that was plenty good. Even to get on that ballot, it's quite a thrill, but like I said, excited to be on the ballot, but ecstatic to get in. I couldn't believe it.
How does that whole thing work, Jim? I mean, do you just wait by the phone when they're having the vote, when you know to expect a call or not? Do you have a little bit of a hint or anything? How does the process work?
No, there's no indication whatsoever. I think the committee meets somewhere, I don't know, probably maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon on that Sunday, this past Sunday. And then they hash it out for however long they hash it out, which I think takes quite a while, to be honest with you. And then they tell you ahead of time that you have a window like from 6:30 to 7:15. And if you get a call, if you get in, you'll get a call between 6:30 and 7:15. So if you don't get in, they don't call you. I mean, they just don't have time to go over everything with everybody and tell them we're sorry you didn't get in. So it's only if you get in you get the call. And I got mine about somewhere between probably 10 and 5 minutes to 7. So I was thinking, I certainly didn't make it. I felt like I would have heard before. But, sure enough, about, 10 minutes to 7, 8 minutes to 7, the call came. And Jane Forbes Clark said, Jim. And I said, yes. And she said, welcome to the Hall of Fame.
Jeez.
I couldn't believe it.
It's fantastic. We're looking at the picture of you and your wife. You're laying on the bed like you laid on the couch at Comerica Park, and to me, that's my favorite picture of all time, right there. And except the ones at Hazel Park; those are my really favorite ones.
There you go.
Hey Jim, I want to ask you: Are you surprised how big of a debate the hat situation is now? Anytime somebody goes into the Hall of Fame, which hat are they going to wear? I think you obviously won a World Series with the Marlins. You've managed more games in Pittsburgh, but won the most games in Detroit, or something along those lines. 3 franchises that are really love you. What is that like? Have you given that any thought? I know the Baseball Hall of Fame has some say in that as well.
Yeah, they usually help you out with that at the end of the day. I know Tony La Russa, my friend, went in with just a regular hat, not a Hall of Fame hat, and not a designated hat, because, when you manage 4 franchises like I did, and you can make a case probably for all of them at Colorado, but, I'm just not going to offend anybody. I'm not going to be disrespectful to anybody. At the end of the day, I'll have to make a decision. But like I said, I think the Hall of Fame can come in at the end and say, well, we want you to go in, as a Tiger or as a Marlin or as a Pirate. But I think, they'll work through that with you. And I think right now, leaning just so, everybody would have an idea, it's probably going to be the Hall of Fame hat, because I just can't be disrespectful to any of the teams that I manage. I just won't do that.
Oh, no, we need you in a Tiger hat.
Stop it, man.
We'll
Stop
get a picture
it.
for you.
Stop it. Speaking of hats, Jim, we always have a little bit of a discussion, every year around Justin Verlander. I mean, Justin Verlander's success here in Detroit is incredible, and then he goes to Houston, wins a couple of World Series, and looks every bit as dominant as an Astro as he was a Tiger. If you were advising Justin Verlander on when he gets the call, what does he do?
Well, I think that's a great question. Certainly, I really wouldn't give him any advice on that. That's something that he would have to decide. The Hall of Fame, once again, may help him decide that. But, that's something that would be totally up to Justin, and I would support whatever he did. I think it's, there's a case because of the series in Houston, but there's a case because first Cy Young in Detroit, American League championships. So, first team in the big league. So, once again, there's going to be a case for most of these teams, just like in my case, with probably the exception of Colorado. So, that's going to be a decision that he'll have to think about. He'll have to mull it over. I think Max Scherzer is going to have the same decision.
Yeah, Max has been he's still kicking it too as well. As far as the Hall of Fame goes, Jim, I wanted to ask you about a guy like Barry Bonds, a guy like Roger Clemens, those guys that we all think are deserving eventually to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What is your take on that whole era of players?
Well, I think that everybody, if you ask them, is Barry Bonds a Hall of Fame player, is Roger Clemens a Hall of Fame pitcher, I think everybody would say yes. I think the better question is, do you think they're going to get in? And I have no idea, because you just really don't know, what the voters are thinking, or how the voters think about it, or how they sort everything out. So I have no idea. Do I think they're both Hall of Fame players or pitchers or players? Absolutely. There's no question about that. I don't think anybody would argue that. Like I said, it's just a matter of, it's a special place, and it's just a matter of whether they let them in or not.
How about, I know you're a special assistant right now with the Tigers, and we're glad to have you back here in town when you're here. What's your take on this new Tiger team coming into the 2023 season? 24
I'm
season.
really excited about it, I'm really excited about it. I think that, I'm legitimately excited because Minnesota lost a couple of their better pitchers, so they're going to probably come back to the pack a little bit. The division was not that strong last year, obviously. I think the Tigers made great progress the second half of the season, late in the season. Cleveland has gotten rid of some guys as well, so I think it's wide open. I think the progress the Tigers made last year was absolutely tremendous. I think we obviously need to get Riley Green back. We can get him back, and some of that young pitching comes. Of course, Maeda is the veteran we just signed. I thought was a terrific sign. So, I look for good things for the Tigers this year. I don't want to put any extra pressure on them, but I think they're certainly capable of winning that division. Whether they will or not, I don't know, but they are capable, I believe, to win that division.
Some of these players that have come up, and last year we had you on, or earlier this year we asked you about Spencer Torkelson. When he was struggling, and we asked you, what kind of player do you think he'll be? You flat out said that this guy is going to be spectacular. And what he did in the second half of the year was fantastic. And Riley Green, obviously, if he can get over the injury bug, there's so many good players on this team to look forward to and ride their coattails.
No, I think so too. And the young Meadows kid's going to be a really, really good player. He's going to be a Gold Glove center fielder. Wow. Carpenter's a very, very good hitter. Carpenter's a really good hitter. Jake Rogers hit, I believe, 20 or 20-plus home runs last year. The catcher.
Yep.
No, they got some good. They got some good young talent. And I knew Torkelson. It was just a matter of time. He was everybody's number one pick in the country, not just the Tigers. If the Tigers missed on him, then every team in baseball missed on him because they all had him number one. With the power, I think he's going to hit for a better average than he has up to this point, and he's still going to hit with power. So I think he's going to be a 30, 35, maybe someday 40 home run guy in the big leagues. Maybe not this year, but I think he hit 30 or more this year. So I think he's going to be a guy that is going to be a constant home run hitter.
Jim, throughout the last couple of days, so many people who have had any interaction with you at all have told stories. Have you heard any of these? Has any stuck out to you? Has any jumped out to you that you appreciated, one more than the other?
Well, I really appreciated all of them. I thought Rod Allen's comment about Marcus Timms was a great story. I really
saw that.
enjoyed
That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that one kind of touched the heart a little bit, but no, you're just appreciative, the players, you love the players. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you're probably a little too hard on them. Sometimes maybe you're not hard enough, but at the end of the day, I think that the one thing they did all know is that I cared about them, and I think that kind of showed with some of the messages that were sent out.
And we all love you here in town, Skip. Just want to congratulate you again. And before we let you go, Ryan tells a funny story. He was I've got two great Jim
He's
a young
Leyland
reporter
stories.
from Fox 2. He's on the field. He's got Brandon Inge. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon.
I'll tell it.
Go ahead.
Jim, I've got two really great stories. I think they're great. Back in 2006, I think I'm like 25, 26 at the time. I don't even remember how old I am, but
can't figure it out.
It's Tigers in Houston, and Roger Clemens is pitching for the Astros at Comerica Park. So, the Tigers haven't been that great in the years leading up to 2006. So we didn't cover the team a ton on a daily basis, just, sporadically. But we're going to go check out the Tigers middle of June or something, end of June maybe. And so I'm interviewing Brandon Inge live at about 5:30-ish. and you come charging out of the dugout, and you're like, get the fuck off the field. And think about where you come out of the dugout and where third base is, because I'm kind of standing on third base, and I do one of these. I kind of turn around like, is he talking to me? And you motherfucker, you cocksucker, get the fuck off the field.
Oh, not good.
And it was, Inge took off, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, Jim. I love you. I've loved you ever since. It's so awesome, man. Just so great. So great.
All right, guys.
We'll see you, Jim. God bless you, man.
I loved it. See, Maz, you ran him out of here.
It was your fault.
That was a great story.
You F-bombed it.
Well, what do you want me to do? That was a great story. Love Jim Leyland,
Thanks, Jim.
the absolute best. He's going into the Hall of Fame, guys. No doubt about
great
that.
Story,
we'll take a break. Come right back. Woodward Sports Network. But first, a message from. What am I doing? Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years.
Send Jim a steak.
Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest hotels, casinos, and Christ, I don't even remember. The best Wagyu beef you could possibly take. Fairway Packing Company. Go to the steak shop on Mack Avenue. Absolutely.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, gang, come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams in all expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared. You and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. So, That was incredible.
Oh, God.
I told Maz no.
You just dropped your pants.
Well, what did you want?
I love it.
You roped me into that.
I couldn't help it. You got to tell the story.
I thought it was a great story.
It was a great story. I wanted
did
to hear
you text him?
Yeah, I just did. I wanted to hear your second
I want to hear
story.
what he has to say.
What's your second story?
The second story, I thought the second story was awesome too. So this is spring training. I don't remember what year it was.
I'm going to spring training this year.
Oh,
by
it's
the way.
great. I don't remember what year it was, but Leyland is sitting at his desk like this. Like this. He's sitting there, doing
Pull your mic over there.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's as far as it goes. He's sitting here like this, and he's doing his, 7 a.m. Media availability. He's sitting there like this. And I don't know if it was Jason Beck or one of the newspaper guys handed him a report that Dimitri Young
I know the story.
said the Tigers did not support him. He was
diabetic.
He was diabetic.
Yeah.
And he had diabetes, and the Tigers didn't support him in their year. So I think they handed it to him, and Julian was like, and he gets up, he's like, diabetes. Diabetes. And he took the report, threw the report in the thing, and we supported Dimitri Young so much. We did everything, you know what I mean? And he just threw the report in the trash.
Oh, that's good.
It was
you looked like
amazing.
him there for a minute. Oh, that was good.
Diabetes.
And no one talked with food in his mouth better than Jim.
Oh my
Leyland.
gosh. Did you get a text back from Leyland?
Not yet.
He's never texting you again.
Yes, he is.
Why do you think he was upset at that?
No, not at all.
He laughed at that.
No, he was probably like
he was shocked. He didn't know what to say.
Yeah, he was,
I love that moment. That was one of those moments that
made you a man.
Oh God, that was like one of those moments that was just a treasure. I laughed more than I was afraid. I was like, oh my God.
That was so good, but Brandon Inge looking at you and say, "Sorry, Ryan, I gotta go."
He took off.
I mean, once batting practice is over, you're treading light. You're treading hard there.
But see, now you are. Back then, there were no rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a lot
Back
easier.
then, there were no rules. You could do kind of whatever you wanted. Now it's like, oh, don't step on the grass, and don't stand over here, and you can only have one person over here. Now it's like you walk into a friggin' jail or something like that.
Even when you go to like championship games and stuff like that.
I do not miss covering sports at all.
I don't blame you.
Like actually going to the event and covering sports. I don't.
That's a hustle.
I don't. Those people work way harder than I feel like we used to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back then you could do whatever you want. You had access to these guys. You can do whatever you want. Now it's like, oh, yes, we're going to bring so-and-so over to the podium, and you can plug in.
Everything is podium now.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
What happened to the old locker room access?
Right. Seriously.
Really? We'd be waiting around for guys to get done getting dressed and all of that, and just throw mics in their face. That was part of what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know when it changed. Actually, I forgot.
It's just all like corporate stuff now. But anyway, that was great.
That was
great
man.
to get
I'm so
Jim
happy
Leyland.
that you did what you did there. By the way.
Oh, good.
That was great.
You love that.
You let your
story.
hair down.
Well, I mean, I just told them the story.
I think the chat would probably love what you did. How's the chat doing with Ryan's F-bombs? Are they loving his F-bombs or what?
Oh, man.
I bet you there's not one bad comment about those F-bombs.
I don't think so.
By the way, Pistons play tonight at Orlando.
Who?
The Pistons. I spoke to Lindsey Hunter on his way out today. He did Big D Energy. And he just looked at me, and we just started shaking our heads. I mean, the other night they had Memphis on the ropes, a 5-win team, no Ja Morant. And they get outscored in the fourth quarter by 17 points.
Unbelievable.
They lose that game. Tonight, they play Orlando. They probably have no chance to beat Orlando on the road. The next time they have a chance to win, he says, is December 21st. I think Spencer picked this game against the Utah Jazz, who have won 7 or 8 games this year. So I say they were going to win 20 games. I guess I'm wrong. I guess they're going to be knocking on the door of the 73 Sixers, who won 9 games. And I hope not. I hope they could still pull the season together and make it at least interesting and have some fun with it. The Lakers had some fun last night. The Lakers and the Pacers, guys, will play for this inaugural NBA Cup.
I gotta
tomorrow.
tell you. I've been dipping into this thing here and there.
You like the courts?
No, I don't like the courts.
That is the courts. My eyes can't take the courts.
I don't like the courts, but I do kind of like the tournament. Just because the guys play hard. They are playing hard.
I never really understood how it was until now. It was down to the final 8.
Right.
And then but they don't. I don't think they advertised it well. They didn't promote it.
No, they didn't.
Well enough.
No, they didn't.
I mean, I want to have some fun and watch some meaningful regular season games.
Right. Exactly.
Last night's game at the Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah.
I was bowling.
Oh,
by the way, I had a
gosh.
couple turkeys.
Did you have a couple of turkeys?
A couple turkeys.
Oh my God, that's great.
Got just close to a 600 series. Didn't quite get there, but nonetheless, we're watching a Red Wing game, and they put like 3-4 goals up in a row. It's 4-0. Everyone's jumping around. I turn around to get another soda. It's 4-1. I go to bowl. It's 4-2. Then it's 4-3. Then it's tied again. Red Wings lead 5-4. Nope, late goal 5-5. Going to overtime, and the Sharks win in overtime 6-5. I can't believe it. I mean, how do you fall asleep in a game like that, up 4-0? I guess it's easy to do.
Absolutely.
Patrick Kane, no goals.
Go to sleep right now, Maz. We got to get out of here. JB, love you. Pete Spivak, love you.
Where
Maz,
I got to be tonight, man?
I got this. Oh, yeah, go to the Lodge tonight.
Put
Kego
that up,
Harbor.
guys.
The Lodge in
Kego Harbor.
Killer
Killer's
Cares.
Christmas.
Absolutely. We'll see you on Monday. Goodbye. No more swearing, please.
Hang on, boys, for the end screen.
Oh, yeah, just don't mind us.
Go ahead, Pete. Do what you want.
Pete. Whatever you got.
I got a cough. I've been trying to hold my cough.